Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
We're on top of breaking news this evening at 6. A large fire broke out at a Wayne County apartment complex, destroying unit after unit. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Eric Miller. This happened in the Rosewood community off of Highway 70 near NC 581. People reported seeing huge plumes of smoke from nearby businesses at around 2:30 this afternoon. WRAL's Kirsten Clark joins us live from that area right now. Kirsten, I saw just in the last couple of minutes, we learned 50 people displaced here.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. This is a devastating situation for so many people. If you take a look here behind me, and I'll step aside, you can see that fire crews are still working on hot spots. The top of this apartment building is destroyed, and several units inside of that building are also destroyed. Now, as you mentioned, we just learned that 50 people are displaced. You can see many of them sitting out here behind this yellow tape. They're just trying to learn what happened and what is next. And the Red Cross is also here assisting people with that process. Now, take a look at this drone video from about 2 hours ago showing the extent of the damage. You can see firefighters still battling flames at that point. This is devastating for those people who live here in this building. Many of them left with nothing aside from what they could grab as they escaped the flames. I spoke with a woman and her husband who live on the second floor of this building. That woman tells me she was outside putting up fall decorations when she first smelled smoke.
It smelled like somebody was burning paper, and I'm like, you know how you burn it off. Then I thought it might have been a field burning because they do it out here. But then when I looked up and I saw flames, I immediately took my phone out and I dialed 911. And I ran in and I told them, dial 911 behind me, and I ran. And I was telling everybody to get out, get out, get out, going to different floors, get out, get out. It's a fire.
We did learn that some people were taken to the hospital. As for that woman, her husband and daughter were inside. There's actually 3 people that were taken to the hospital. Now, as for that woman I spoke with, her husband and daughter were inside the apartment at the time. Her husband didn't even have time to put on shoes before he could run out of the apartment and escape safely. We're still working to learn the cause of this fire, and we, of course, will bring you that information as soon as we have it. Live in Wayne County, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
And Kirsten, just unbelievable. Everybody is accounted for after that fire. Thank you very much. Well, our cool, dry weather does continue here this weekend. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center for us tonight. Grant, it was cooler, more comfortable out there today, and Labor Day looking great as well.
That's right. Temperatures around 5 to 6 degrees cooler across our area compared to yesterday. 83 was our high yesterday at RDU. Today, 78. So struggled to make it out of the 70s for many spots today. Fayetteville, high of 82 degrees. The high yesterday was 88. So 6 degrees cooler there. And check out this view from Durham. You saw that RDU view, and Durham also looking fantastic. Just a few clouds out there, tons of sunshine today, and we'll see more of that for our Labor Day. Dual Doppler 5000 had a few showers throughout the day, but those are earlier today, and most places remained very quiet. Temperatures now in the 70s across the region, 76 in Raleigh, 75 in Roxborough, 77 in Fayetteville, and dew points sitting in the 50s, making it feel a whole lot more comfortable out there. We'll talk about the comfortable conditions for your Labor Day and when to expect a higher rain chance this week. That's coming up.
Grant, thank you very much. Raleigh police say they arrested a man after someone was shot around 7:30 this morning. This happened in an apartment complex on East Davie Street. Police say the victim has non-life-threatening injuries. We're still working to learn their name at this point, but we do know that 35-year-old Leslie Buford was arrested for this shooting. He's facing charges, including assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious injury. Well, caught on video, a former Enloe High School football star, now in college at West Point, helped rescue a man from a crashed car just moments before it burst into flames. Just take a look at this.
No, Larry! Come on! Come on, get him out! That's it!
That just takes your breath away. These all happened in Fort Montgomery, New York, just after midnight. 20-year-old Larry Pickett Jr. ran towards the car after it crashed, risking his own life, getting over downed power lines to get there. He helped pull the disoriented man from the car, which caught fire seconds later. We spoke with Pickett's father, Larry Pickett Sr., about what happened. He says helping people is just his son's second nature.
I remember right before we brought him to West Point, he actually chased down somebody that was shoplifting from a store in Raleigh. And it was like, LJ, that's dangerous. Like, you don't know what he could have had on him. It's just his instinct to be there and to help people. And obviously his training at West Point, he did mention that. He said that he remembered, some of his training at West Point. But no, he did not flinch. He didn't delay. He sprung right into action.
Just unbelievable. The senior picket says he doesn't know how the man in that crash car is doing tonight, but it didn't appear that his injuries were serious. There's no word on what caused the crash. We plan to speak with Larry Pickett Jr. later this evening. We'll have much more on our late news. Retired astronaut and current Democratic U.S. Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona was in Raleigh today for a Veterans Town Hall. He was joined at that event by Attorney General Jeff Jackson. Senator Kelly says he wanted to use this Labor Day weekend to address the needs of North Carolina's large and growing population of veterans.
Across the country, it is much worse than it was a year ago because of the actions that this administration has taken, firing employees of the Veterans Administration, the VA healthcare system. It just hurts veterans. It makes it harder for them to get appointments, to get seen. They get sicker.
Report from former Governor Roy Cooper in his 2026 U.S. Senate run.
I'm Elizabeth Holmes in the WRAL Live Center, where right now we're learning that Rudy Giuliani is recovering in the hospital after a serious crash in New Hampshire. That's according to a spokesperson. They say he was driving on a highway Saturday when he was hit from behind. He now has a fractured vertebra, several contusions and lacerations, but he's said to be in good spirits. A spokesperson for Giuliani said that he was not a target in this crash.
All right, the Bill Belichick era begins in Chapel Hill tomorrow night, but excitement has been building for months. WRL's Laura Levine spent the day talking to business owners and fans about the extra boost that this football season is bringing to the area.
Chapel Hill is buzzing. There is so much foot traffic here on Franklin Street this weekend, and it's not just because of the Labor Day holiday, but because we have one day left until Chapel Hill becomes Chapel Bill. Carolina football is turning a new page.
Are you guys ready? Are you prepared for the Bill Belichick effect?
We're ready.
Local and small businesses along Franklin Street all gearing up for a season like no other.
I think it's going to drive a lot of business here. I think Chapel Hill is already doing really great, but the fact that Bill is here, it's going to make it even better.
Joseph Bada is a cook at Sub Dogs, where they tell me game days are already twice as busy as a regular weekend day.
I mean, it's packed. You have people constantly coming in. We're getting slammed in the kitchen. The servers are making drinks. There's no time to rest.
And while UNC has been training to take on TCU come Monday.
And then we have this funny one with all of the different faces of Bill Belichick.
Merch stores like Shrunken Head have been creating new Chapel Bill gear for months in anticipation to cheer them on.
I think it really empowers small businesses to be able to kind of remind us why we're here, kind of what we add to the UNC landscape.
Assistant manager Lindsay Watson tells me their 2 stores this weekend have been packed with fans from all over the country, now putting their brand on the map.
We turn the TV on actually during game days when we're working here, and we always are like, oh, they got that from Shrunken Head. It's just always so cool to see the ideas that we kind of all collaborate together come to life and actually translate into game days.
Monday night's primetime game marks Belichick's collegiate coaching debut. From winning 6 Super Bowls in the NFL, the spotlight is now on our very own Chapel Hill.
What face do you think he'll have tomorrow?
Oh, honestly, a mix of all of them, I think. But hopefully we'll all be having this face excited for tomorrow.
For WRAL News, I'm Laura Levine reporting in Chapel Hill.
We will see. And something else to get excited about, that giant Powerball jackpot. Well, it's gotten even bigger. There was no big winner in last night's drawing. The jackpot surges to an estimated $1.1 billion now. Just a reminder of how much money that is. The 0.1 part of that is $100 million. The cash out value at this point, more than $498 million. That is the 5th largest prize in the game's history. Today marks 3 months since anyone has matched all 5 numbers. The next Powerball drawing is Monday night. You can watch it live right before WRAL News at 11 o'clock. Well, help in a crisis. A first responder chaplain describes the scene of a bad crash and how he was able to help the victims. Plus, Festival Day 2. We hear from community members about what makes the African American Cultural Festival special and the place to be this weekend. Now here's Chris Lovingood and Renee Chu with a look at what we're working on for WRAL News tomorrow starting at 4:30.
A dry start to your week, plus a look at traffic.
And dangerous food and drink. 5 on your side is warning you about product recalls that could sicken or injure you and your family.
You can join us tomorrow beginning at 4:30 a.m.
Here in the WRAL Live Center, we're taking a look now at the first service at Annunciation Catholic Church after that horrific mass shooting last week. This comes 4 days after the shooting where 2 kids ages 8 and 10 were killed. 18 others were injured. The pastor there at Annunciation spoke. He talked about just how scary that day was, but that there has been an outpouring of love from the community since that horrific shooting. We do know that the offices at Annunciation will be open tomorrow. Still no word, though, on when school will return.
Thank you very much. We're learning more about a crash Friday night in Harnett County that injured 3 people, including a Dunn deputy fire chief. That head-on crash happened on US 301 near Hodges Chapel Road. Troopers say a pickup headed the opposite way, crossed the center line, and hit a Dunn Emergency Services truck head-on. Josh Brown, the first responder chaplain with the Highway Patrol, was actually riding along with troopers who responded to the crash. He says he was able to help the people in that pickup truck keep calm while other first responders worked to pull them out.
And I was just able to tell that girl, hey, listen, I'm a pastor. I'm here to help you. All of these people are here to help you. And I said, we're going to get you out of here safely. And she said, you know, am I going to die? And I said, no, you're not going to die. They're going to take care of you. And, you know, her leg was broke. It was obvious. And I told her, I said, they're going to take really good care of you.
Yeah, difficult work under difficult circumstances. The driver of that fire truck, Deputy Chief Rodney Eason, was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. 1 man and 1 woman in the pickup truck were also taken to Wake Med. So far, no charges have been filed in that case. Well, day 2 of the African American Cultural Festival is underway right now in downtown Raleigh. Look at the moves. Today's entertainment lined up includes DJ sets, club cardio, and comedy. The festival is an experience with family-friendly activities, visual arts, and crafts, and, of course, food. We asked some of today's festival goers why they made it out to the event.
A good culture, as the food especially. And my granddaughter's first time, she wanted to know what it was like. So we was like, okay, we'll definitely go this time.
I love the cultural part of it. Beautiful T-shirts, historical paraphernalia, and just the atmosphere. Just the atmosphere is really beautiful.
Festivities wrap up with a performance from DJ Skills and Black Sheep Dress. WRAL, of course, a proud media sponsor of the African American Cultural Festival. And I got to say, Grant, I wish we could take credit for the weather today because, wow, it was feeling great out there.
Yeah, beautiful today and more comfortable than it was yesterday. Highs cooler today and will stay cooler for the start of the week. For Labor Day, looking forward to it. We'll eventually warm up later this week with highs pushing into the mid-80s, some spots in the upper 80s into Thursday, Friday, and possibly even Saturday. And our rain chances will pick up as well. Right now, it looks like that best chance for rain will be later in the day on Thursday. Sanford right now looking absolutely gorgeous this evening. You can see just a few clouds out there. Otherwise, plenty of blue sky, tons of sunshine. Temperatures in the 70s now. 76 in Raleigh, 77 in Fayetteville, 77 Rocky Mount. Roxborough sitting at 75 right now, dew points in the 50s, so it feels drier out there. And throughout the rest of this evening, rain chances staying out of the picture. Upper 60s by 9 p.m., maybe a brief shower to the south, but I think most everyone stays dry. Mid 60s by 11 p.m. this evening. Then overnight tonight, look at these lows into our Labor Day morning. 58 in Raleigh, 58 Southern Pines, 55 in South Hill, possibly into the low 50s up towards Roxborough. Feeling very, very comfortable and cool to start the day tomorrow. So another pleasant day for your Monday for Labor Day. Some high clouds move in by the afternoon, but most all of us see plenty of sunshine throughout the day. Highs are right around 80 degrees. Some spots could struggle to make it out of the 70s once again with that cooler and drier air in place. It's going to be a nice start to the week, and also for TCU at UNC. Games at 8 o'clock, by 7 p.m. in the mid-70s, and by 11 p.m. into the mid-60s. So looking great for tomorrow evening's game in Chapel Hill. Now, warming later this week. Temperatures into the mid-80s into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll have a front along the coastline working its way north, and another front working its way to the south and east from the north and west. Now, there's likely going to be two different fronts here. The first front likely not to bring a cool down, but then this next front, you can see this cooler air back to the north and west. Once that moves in, will be a bit cooler by Sunday, but models have been trending back on the amount of cool air that moves in. The majority of the coolest air is staying back to the north and west. Regardless, we'll warm into Thursday, Friday, and now Saturday. It's been trending warmer Saturday since we'll have to wait for that cooler front to move through. And we'll have a chance for showers and storms mainly later in the day Thursday. And forecast rainfall not looking very significant, anywhere from around 1/10 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch across our area. So again, just some isolated to scattered showers and brief storms, but the rain chance only around 30 to 40%, but a better rain chance we've seen over the past week. Now warming up into the mid to upper 80s possibly on a Friday, but then by Sunday back to the low 80s. Next couple of days are looking fantastic for Labor Day and Tuesday. Lows in the 50s, daytime highs at around 80. Plenty of sunshine. Enjoy the start of the week. It's going to be gorgeous before we get that warm up by the end.
Great start to the new month. Fantastic, Grant. Thank you very much. All right, from forecasting the weather to forecasting a little UNC football here, Pat.
Yeah, and I love to tell you exactly what's going to happen, but I have no idea. And that's what's so great about this. We finally get a Bill Belichick game, and win or lose, people are going to overreact in a big way. Why I'm saving my judgment next. He's considered the greatest coach of all time. Of course, a lot of that success is tied to the greatest quarterback of all time. And you can't deny Bill Belichick's legacy at Carolina will be defined by who's throwing the football. Enter Gio Lopez, a lefty, South Alabama transfer that's about to take the national stage. Lopez stepped in front of the media this week after being named starter with a big smile. He's no Tom Brady, but his teammates have nicknamed him after another legend from another sport.
You know, we call him Magic Johnson. We call him Magic Johnson. You know, me, Alex, Var, we inside joke. We call him Magic Johnson. You make every play, make every throw, no matter where. So I mean, it's just having a quarterback like that is definitely like it's a big opportunity for big plays. You know, he can just get out the pocket, and I know he has a trust in me.
Well, the story was we were training, and like I did like a no-look throw or something random, and ever since then it kind of just stuck. I don't know why we went with Magic, but I guess it's a cool reference.
Lopez throws a no-look pass in an actual game. Belichick might be having a conversation. So much to talk about in the Triangle this season. So we started a podcast. It's called Triangle and Two with Mark Bergen. And on this week's episode, we talked Bill Belichick. And I've got a warning for all the hot takers out there ready to fire off at the keyboard after this game.
Big X factor of what we don't know. Bill Belichick, perhaps the greatest coach of all time, how he performs in his collegiate coaching debut. It's the reason why it's on prime time. That story writes itself.
And it's going to be a massive overreaction either way.
Yeah, after one game. Yeah.
Massive. Like, we're talking about this is the end of the opening weekend. It's an island game. It's going to be like UNC's already talked about. They are loaded with credential requests. They are turning people away. They are looking for standing room only for the amount of media that's going to be there. Wow. And you're talking about, like, Bill Belichick's teams are known for how they finish, not for how they start. Like, he's famous for, like, not really caring that much about what his NFL teams look like in September. Even to the point where, like, they'd almost, like, make sacrificial plays early in the season to put something out on tape so that later down the road in a game with much more high leverage, with much more high stakes, they could go against that tendency.
The strategy, and putting it on tape so a team can game plan for it. I'm with you. But Belichick's among the best to be able to do that, to your point.
And TCU, like, we were sleeping on TCU. Like, in the national title game 2 years ago, like a true, like, kind of Cinderella story of the playoff era of, like, what you can do, at least in a one-year sample. Yeah, they go 5-7 in 2023. TCU was 9-4 last year, 6-1 down the stretch, and they bring back a 3-year starter at quarterback. Like, this team is going to be good.
Yeah.
I think UNC is very likely to lose this game. I think there's a chance that they could lose potentially badly. and I'm not going to necessarily judge the team for week 1. They can also win big as well. I think it's all on the table. And here we go, Mudcats. It's not goodbye, it's see you later. The Carolina Mudcats celebrating their final game at 5 County Stadium in Zebulon after 35 years. Players getting together after their game versus Delmarva. Muddy, Mini Muddy honored as well. The Mudcats, of course, are moving to their new home in Wilson and will become the Warbirds for the 2026 season. So there's a little look at the crowd there, Eric. Some great memories for the people out there at 5 County Stadium.
And so many great memories, like all over the Wilson area. I know, like, the Mudcats mean so much to folks. I love the Warbirds name. I love that new logo. I think it looks great. But, you know, it is touching kind of seeing that final goodbye.
And luckily, they're not going too far away. But, you know, you get that Mudcats, you know, memorabilia. It's now vintage. It's worth something.
Exactly. A collector's item. Pat, thank you very much. And thank you for joining us here tonight. Have a great evening.